Welcome back to Dumb, Scum, and Villainy, a Dumb Dumbs and Dice podcast where professional voiceover artists and improvisers explore the underworld of this Star Wars Edge of the Empire role-playing game. I'm your host, Blotto the Toydarian. This series features our Game Master Tom McGee, Ryan LaPlante as Abraxes Brash Korr, Tyler Hewitt as Vic Denbar, Guy Bradford as N-Gage 311, and Adam McNamara as the forgetful psychopath Waka Waka Fanzi. The gang, in a feat of ruthless battle, defeated Serpentos. N-Gage joined forces with Brash in the fight. Vic tried to keep everyone focused on saving his family, and Serpentos tried to make a deal with the Emperor, who instead stabbed him in the brain. The surviving trio, along with their friends and two cups, are on their way to Agrippa's to bring this adventure to a close, but they don't know what awaits them. There, you're caught up, so get out of my shop or spend money. No credits, only money.
A long time ago, in a dumb galaxy far, far away, three unlikely companions, a rich man, the world's greatest gambler, a renegade, if you will, a murderous robot who learned how to love by dissecting humans and trying to make them slightly better at murder, and a grieving Sith Lord, along with their Gronk droid secret agent, their Zabrak Gungan speaking chef, and a mouse droid full of cocaine. And of course, their longtime companion played by Adam McNamara, Two Cups.
Yeah.
The villainous Gungan crime lord. Are descending through Ico. So Ico, if you'll remember, was a gas giant, and the whole war between the Cup Syndicate and Agrippa the Blue was over this space and being able to exploit the resources at the core of the gas giant, an old facility used for siphoning off rare resources. But having leveled his mansion along with most of his syndicate back on the moon of Ico, Two Cups, you no longer concern yourselves with this. You just have one thought in your mind, that's vengeance. Agrippa the Blue, and you have kind of had a long-standing feud, and you've wanted vengeance forever, but kind of assumed it's a classic, like, if the power balance was broken, then it would kind of be bad for business and bad for both of you. But given that she just burned your house down, this is a one-way trip.
Oh, she's toast.
Yeah. So, and of course, we've covered that over the many episodes you've played this character, and of course, all the flashbacks and everything else we've dealt with.
Oh, yeah. It's like a second nature to me now.
Truly, yeah. Vic, you, of course, are mostly thinking about getting your parents back. And by getting them back, you largely just need to question them as to why they didn't invite you to, like, fancy underground bowling.
Yeah.
Because that's embarrassing and stupid. How could they miss out on
I'm a really
that?
good bowler.
Yeah. But if they have been kidnapped, like, sure, whatever, you'll get them out. But, like, then it's bowling time.
Yeah. And we need to talk about my allowance.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. N-Gage and Brash, the two of you are just sort of inside the cargo hold. It's a smallish cargo hold, but it's the first kind of moment the two of you have to collect your thoughts after the abrupt departure of the SS Rhinox out of Ico. The ship is trembling with the turbulence of flying through this gas giant. But because it is a small smuggler vessel, it's kind of being buffeted by the winds and disturbances. So, like, it's not a pleasant ride. It's like flying through turbulence in, like, real people airlines. But weirdly, because the ship is small, it means none of these forces are strong enough to destroy it. It just means you're kind of being battered around. But weirdly, the two of you have found a degree of closure, having finally killed Serpentos Ultra Magnus, N-Gage, your former client, and Brash, the murderer of your sweet beloved Nyx. What do you think you guys are talking about?
You think there's any more spice, like, around here? You want to spice it up, fella?
Sweep has some in his little mouse robot body, but I did also put Nyx's ash in there just because I needed something to hold it. So
yeah, but I'm not aware of that.
Nyx.
So I would definitely just call the droid over and do spice with N-Gage.
Yeah. Sweep lines. and Sweep just like drives very slowly.
Hit
like
the glass floor, so it's
yeah. It's a glass bottom boat, so you can see at the bottom, and then he drives very slowly the way that those like big construction vehicles that like paint the lines on highways go. So he's just leaving lines of spice and ash, but nobody knows.
Here's the question, N-Gage. You've done a lot of this for a lot of the time. You're a killing machine. You're a psychopath. But now so am I. And you're the only one who ever stood beside me. And you just see him look up, and the stars from the glass bottom thing like light him from below. So he looks vaguely like he's got the flashlight under his chin around like a camping thing where he looks evil. He's like, I think you're the only person here that I can trust. We get through this. There's a place called the Pleasure Tumor. Have you ever heard of it?
Both of those things, robot kind does not really have much need for. Pleasure nor tumors. But if that's a place where I can take an eyeball out on the circuit and show it a good time, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, it'll become a space station that we can run for criminals where we can do whatever we want. You can learn for robot power, and I can learn for force power. Just lightning crackles between his fingers. Between the two of us, we'll be unstoppable.
Awesome.
Ryan, I'm going to ask you please to take 5 strain.
Cool.
That's just from using the force kind of for destructive purposes. Also, you crackle force lightning in your hand, and then your vision blurs and you almost pass out, and you realize without the amplification of your powers are still intact. It's not like Palpatine was gifting them to you the way he did with Vic, but you're not exactly a conduit for unlimited power anymore. So it's kind of one of those like, join me. Oh, okay, I'm good.
As I said, I'm going to keep working on this. This will be a thing. It'll take some time, but he had a whole lifetime to become a spooky sword, and the kind of like day 3.
I got to be honest with you, though, Brash. I don't know. I've seen a lot of killing in my days, I've switched sides so many times, I've lost count. I think it's time for me to get ready to retire. I want to go off and just see the beauty in life,
And
I
I come
wanted to
in.
rip eyeballs out.
Yeah, the beauty and destruction. Don't get me wrong, but on a smaller scale. Maybe of a bog rat.
And then Two Cups wanders in.
Yeah, I come in and be like, hey, you want to see some real beauty? Hey, guys, it's me, Two Cups. Hey, you guys want to see some crazy stuff?
Are you doing an impression of Dennis Miller on purpose?
Listen, I don't know who Dennis Miller is. All I know is I'm Two Cups, and I'm going to do all the drugs. And then I push buttons around the ship, and all the compartments are just full of drugs.
There's just drawers of spice.
Every kind of like injectable drug or sniffing drug or pill drug or like smoking drug, whatever, it just empties into the ship. And I just start doing all of the drugs. And I'm like, come on, N-Gage, get in on this.
I got to say, again, I just so I make this absolutely clear, these drugs do nothing for me. I am hoarding them so that I can either use them as 1, a distraction, or 2, selling them for profit.
I don't notice. I'm full of drugs. I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, your one remaining ear is like you're using it to hide behind, and then you just like keep peekabooing people.
Yeah.
The somber tone of this this brief meeting has left. So, Brash, you will take N-Gage's ideas under consideration, but for a murder droid such as him, there will be no retirement. One way or another, everyone ends up back at the Pleasure Tumor.
Yeah. So I think for me, it's like, good. I was meant to be alone. And then I'll take my pistols out of my robe that I threw on the ground, and I'm going to strap them on so I look sort of like Zardoz now, with like the shorts where they were and 2 straps with the pistols on them. And then I'll go up to the cockpit because I've realized the gambler's flying who doesn't fly good. So I should go help.
Cool. So you get to the cockpit and you see Vic sitting at the driver's seat, piloting. But Sterling and Gungan Ramsey are on the other panels and are clearly doing the actual work to make sure that the ship doesn't explode or crash. And they're having like a pleasant conversation kind of about their experiences of being displaced Zabrak and how kind of odd it's been. Sterling's regaling Gungan Ramsey with stories of his times as an infiltrator, and like he feels a little shitty that all those hackers died because that was kind of his mission. But Shatterstar. And Gungan Ramsey is in turn telling him like wacky stories about all the crazy shit he's had to cook over the years. Because like food in Star Wars is always gross. I've never seen like there's never been a point in Star Wars where I'm like, oh, that looks delicious. It's always just like, ugh, why?
Suck on that big old tit, space people.
Yeah, drink that blue
green
milk. Yeah, look, it's bread that grows for you. Nothing could go wrong with this. Which incidentally was a practical and apparently tastes like dirt. So, great. Anyway, yeah, you can see that much like letting your kid brother have the other Nintendo controller on a one-player game, Vic feels very good. He's like Trump driving that truck where he was just like so happy to just be there in that photo op. So, Brash, you slide in next to Vic, now your oldest companion on this ship. And you can see that you've just kind of done a flyover of the mining facility, which seems to be kind of well secured by Agrippa's people, but obviously there's nothing for you to do here. That was a different plot arc that didn't happen for a variety of reasons. So you fly past a truly well-designed dungeon and continue on towards Veros, Agrippa's moon. Vic, you feel Brash slide in next to you, and honestly, like you've been overhearing this conversation behind you, but like this is super dumb. Like, okay, infiltrating, that means no one knows that you did it, and that's dumb because how else are you going to become like a known name? And cooking is what robots do for you, not something people do for each other. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I am impressed that I got this Gronk droid to open up, though. Really expanded his vocabulary, and I take full credit for that. Obviously, he saw my sort of my animal magnetism and picked up a lot of what I was laying down, a lot of my inspirational words, and now look at him now. 7-foot tall Gronk droid, talking like the rest of us, talking with the best of them. Anyway, what's new with you, Brash? Oh wait, no, yeah, someone died, didn't they?
Yeah, here's the big question there, fella. And I don't move into better lighting. I just stay in the bad lighting where I am with my bad hair down, looking like Zardoz. Here's the real question. What do I get if I help you save your parents, instead of just turning around and flying away? Because N-Gage helped me get my vengeance. Two Cups is the one that would let us get things in. You stayed on a ship and let Nix die, and then you didn't help us.
I scooped him up.
What do you mean you scooped him up?
Nix, I scooped him up. I said maybe we can save him. And then I put him into the little sweep droid for safekeeping. I don't know, maybe we can do something there. DNA, who knows, right?
I don't know what I was expecting from you, but I'm gonna need 3 times as much now.
Well,
so what's in it for me?
Why don't you pick a number?
Great. 30 million credits.
Easy. Yeah, we just gotta rescue my parents.
How do I know your parents have 30 million credits?
Huh. It's kind of an existential question. I mean, how? Probably because they raised a son like me, and I had 30 million credits at least. Back before the markets kind of took a nasty turn, really out of my hands.
It was like millions of investments screamed out in terror and then were silenced.
Yeah. But how do you know? Well, I guess you never really do know how much money someone has until they start paying you.
Weirdly, Brash, this argument isn't entirely out of the realm because to raise someone this oblivious, you would need to have this much money.
All right, let's just make these stakes clear then, my friend. I will help you save your parents, and I will expect 30 million credits the moment they're free. It's a very easy transfer. And if you don't have 30 million credits when that happens, I don't know if your parents are going to make it out.
What do you mean?
If you don't have the money, I will kill your parents.
But if you kill my parents, how will I be able to get you their money?
Well, you're going to have to get it right away, or I'll kill your parents.
Well, all right. We're going to have to make a real stunning performance in this rescue then.
Sure.
All right. I like your attitude. I like that you're on board with the plan.
And with that, you drop out of the ship is kind of expelled out the other side of the gas giant, and you approach Agrippa the Blue's moon, completely unaware of the vessel that has been tracking you since you left. The ship kind of burns down through the atmosphere and lands sort of a safe-ish distance from Agrippa's. What's your plan for? Are you just gonna walk up? You're gonna assault the base? What's up?
Well, Tom, I'll ask you rather than asking Adam, because who knows where it would go if he had to riff it. But what's Two Cups' plan for getting in to Agrippa's place?
Am I handling this?
I'd be curious to hear what Two Cups thinks the plan should be. That said, Two Cups, I will point out, Two Cups was a very, very capable gangster before his house got attacked and he did a bunch of spice. Now he's just really jacked up. So his plan might not be what the previous iterations of this character would do. Two Cups, what is your current plan for getting into Agrippa's place?
All right, so I've done all the drugs, and I have like drug needles all over my body, and I have a couple like cigarette drugs, and I'm just full of drugs, and I'm just like, oh, all right, hey everybody, hi. Guess what? This is the end of the show. It's the end of time, baby. We're gonna go up to Agrippa, and we're gonna say, hey, baby, and we're just gonna boom. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, and I run out of the ship towards Agrippa's place. I go, Agrippa!
Oh, wow. I don't know if we landed. I think you've run out of a ship that's in the sky.
We'll say that there is atmosphere because I just kind of want to see this play out. Do any of you try and stop him, or are you just going to use him as a convenient distraction?
He's got the codes. We kind of need him.
I'm going to let him go. I'm not saving him.
All right. So Two Cups, with your big honking assault weapon in the air, you just run screaming up to the doors, and like one of those little robot eyes comes out, like in Return of the Jedi, and you just hear Agrippa's little Toydarian major domo be like, "Hey, Two Cups, aren't you supposed to be dead on your planet?"
Dead with drugs, baby. Knock, knock. And then I shoot the eye, and then I just start shooting the door, and I'm like, ah!
Incidentally, like the door opens, two guys grab you and pull you in. And
I shit myself.
Understandably. But you see one of them look at the door and he's just like, oh, fuck, that's going to take at least a week to fix. And then they drag you into the darkness.
And then I will gesture for N-Gage and Vic to join me. And I'll go up to the door and be like, hello, Agrippa. Lovely to see you again. As you may have noticed, we've brought you Two Cups to do with as you please, to punish as you please. Just one of those gifts that we thought might help balance our relationship. Also, I've brought a droid who's stolen several $100,000 worth of credits he's storing in his head digitally, which I believe you might also be interested in to get our friend Vic's parents back.
I also hold up the case that has Dibbs's data in it, and I kind of shake it around and say, oh, and remember that precious cargo you sent us out to get first time around, and you were punishing us because we didn't do it? We got it right here.
Itanabugaha. The great Agrippa says, cool. Come on in. You could have warned us about the coke-addicted Gungan, though. That would have been a nice treat.
Hey, he's here, isn't he?
Yeah, all right, fine. Just come in.
Honestly, we kind of thought he'd walk up. He's a little unpredictable.
Yeah, he's like a gun, but one that you don't have much control of. You can just aim him is pretty much the thing.
He's like a child with a gun.
So you walk in just in time to see Agrippa drop the biggest axe you've ever seen straight through the back of Tutu Cups' head. And then she just uses one of her super jacked arms to just shove the corpse off the end of the axe. And then she just sniffs a couple times, like very, very like strongly. And you see her pupils dilate a little bit, and she's like, "Hoo ta ta, hoo ha ha." And the major domo was like, "The great Agrippa says that's some good shit. Also, she's very happy to have finally killed her great rival. It would seem that finally all of the minor coolant for manufacturing that we steal from inside the gas giant will be ours. That's right. We're a minor manufacturing concern. That's what this has all been about. But good work. Now all machines will work slightly faster and cooler."
Oh my God, I used to buy you guys for fun.
Agrippa's like, "It's like, yes, the great Agrippa says, well, nuts to you, pal. Anyway, look, and then he kind of like flaps his little wings and comes over. He's like, I should kind of apologize. I feel like this, it seems like you actually did a really good job. And honestly, Mr. Abraxes, it would seem that your uncle was really the problem. That guy seemed like a bit of a dick. What happened to that guy?
Tutu Cups murdered him in the face.
And then Agrippa's like, "Itana hoo ha ha." And it's like, oh, the great Agrippa says, because she killed Tutu Cups, then she's claiming the kill. She's really into Fortnite right now, so it's kind of a stacked thing where she killed the guy who killed the guy, so she's claiming she killed him. So good, you brought her vengeance. But this is all pretty good. I think we can actually clear your debts now, guys. That is assuming that what Mr. Denbar has brought is in fact the code required to transform the coolant into a mass biological weapon, which is what we've been after. So we'll just plug that into our computer, and if that checks out, then we're good.
Whoa, hold on a second. I think we need some guarantees. I'd like to speak with my parents.
Oh, we can probably arrange that. And then he claps twice, and much like Austin Powers, a wall just turns, and your parents are sitting watching a televised Canto Blight like weird animal race. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, you see your dad turn to your mom and just be like, "Well, honestly, darling, I thought if I bet on all of them that would mean I would win when they all crossed the finish line, and it's not my fault that the rules of this weird animal racing aren't the same as where we're from."
Hello, friends. My name is Abraxes Korr, but you can call me Brash. I have a question for you. Do you have 30 million credits?
They look at each other like, huh, do we? That's an existential question. How would you even know that?
That's what I said, Dad. Hi, Dad.
Oh, Vic. This is embarrassing. Listen, your mother and I, it's not that we didn't want you here on our space Airbnb getaway, but we didn't want you here on our space Airbnb getaway. Also, we got a very concerning message from your aunt. What did you do to Rick?
Look, I don't want to talk about Rick right now, okay? You need to understand it's very important that you show my friend here that you can give him 30 million credits, or otherwise we're going to have to postpone your rescue. We're going to have to put this off.
Rescue?
Yeah.
We've been bowling. We've been gambling. We had a weird threesome with that hut lady. I don't understand
Dad,
what you think you're rescuing. I'm just saying, I don't think what are you trying to rescue us from? I mean, sure, whenever we've tried to leave, someone who's armed points, oh, we have been kidnapped.
Yes,
This is a
Dad,
kidnapping.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
You're going to have to dip into the kidnapping fund.
And
super rich.
Your mother's like, all right, well, I was going to buy a nicer speeder, but I suppose I can wait for next year's model like a common peasant.
Look, this guy can go off like nothing you've ever seen before. I'm talking lightning out of just hands. It's wild. But he needs to know that he's got 30 million coming his way if he can help you out here.
Fine. So she just pats herself down and then like finds a pocket and just throws you a credit chip. She's like, there should be enough on there.
There you go. And I'll just pick it up and just flip it over to Brax.
I'll plug it into my data pad. What does it say, Tom?
It is a minor transport concern. Think like shuttle buses, business worth about 50 million credits. Also, incidentally, pretty good way to get people to and from a pleasure tumor.
Great. I clap Vic on the back and say, "Yeah, this is gonna work. Thank you. This is great. All right, let's get this done."
So Vic, you pass you're literally just passing dibs to them as.
Yep.
Great. Do you want to roll a deception check, or do you just actually think this is what they need?
No, I am rolling deception. I know that dibs is in there. So deception, cunning. I've got a skill for that. Convincing demeanor. I remove 1 black die from deception or skullduggery.
Okay. Well, we'll say we can remove the one that would have just been from this is clearly not the form this information comes in. So there you go. This is going to be 4 purple. I'm definitely spending a destiny point to bump that up to 1 red, 3 purple.
Okay. What's my deception coming in?
This is just visually, this is one of those weird adventures that seems to hinge on one lie rather than a big fight. So everyone just look tense like you're at the end of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly in a Corellian standoff. Just like, it just keeps cutting to zoom like close-ups on people's eyes or like N-Gage's little like glass monitor-y things.
Yeah, I was gonna
like,
say,
zooms into like Tutu Cups' like split head.
Can I be the chef now? 'Cause he's dead, right? Can I be the chef?
No, you've
What?
lost your privileges.
Oh man, I can't talk for the chef guy. Okay.
No. If the Gronk droid could only say Gronk, maybe, but he has other words.
All right. Okay.
Tyler, what'd you get?
I want to use a destiny point. Because a lot hinges on this lie.
N-Gage, you can tell that Vic is about to lie about technology. Do you want to try and rig the results by hacking their machines?
Oh, hey, baby. Let me back that hack.
All right. So go ahead and roll me a mechanics check. So that's for you, I think 3 yellow, 1 green.
1 green.
4 purple. And basically, whatever you succeed by will add to Tyler's.
3 yellow, 1 green, 4 purple. Okay.
And then Tyler, you can go ahead and roll yours as well.
Okay. I wound up with a net of 2 advantages.
And I have 1 success and 1 triumph.
All right. So in a moment of incredible tension, Dibs is plugged in to the machine, and N-Gage, you've hacked it so that it won't immediately trigger as like, this is clearly not what you need. And,
It was very easy to hack, by the way. It was basically like that pipe mini game in BioShock. Go on.
We did it.
Yeah, that was a reference.
We've never done one of those
was.
on this show before.
Never.
The SS Rhinox parked out front.
The chef laughs. He's like, ha ha ha, clever.
Fair enough. And as Dibs is plugged into this machine, for a brief moment through the sort of scanner on it, he can see his best friend, Vic, who he's made so many Dagobah mudslides for, and he knows what he must do. So as he becomes one with the machine, he proceeds to transfer the recipe for a Dagobah mudslide into a basic chemical formula that to an untrained eye would in fact look like what you would need to turn coolant into a chemical weapon. And the Major Domo was like, okay, well, it's a little bit anticlimactic, but it would seem as though our business here is done. And that is when you hear the screams from the front door as 2 guards are slid off a bright red lightsaber and stalking into the room from the ship he's been using to follow you is Serpentos Ultra Magnus.
Hey!
Eyes glowing red, force lightning crackling around his body. And Brash, in your head, you just hear, "Hey, sorry, I don't know how they built this guy, but it turns out he actually has some skills. This isn't really what I want, but we're here. Good luck." And Serpentos, what do you loudly declare as people can see like the hole through your helmet? You can actually see the nano streams from the injection he got earlier, slowly rebuilding his brain. Keep in mind, though, Serpentos, you did take a lightsaber to the head, so you are slightly less on your game than you would normally be.
You don't have as much intellect as you might otherwise.
Yes, your intellect is down to
I think it should be canon that you stalk into the room and your first line is, as you said, "Hey!"
I buy that.
Well, first the chef's like, "Oh, cool! Look at that!" And then Serpentos, he goes like,
"Motherfucker."
I'm gonna, and he's like making spaghetti. He's like, wow, I can't wait for this show to start. I'm gonna make everybody enough spaghetti. To have
Why is he whisking spaghetti? You're whisking spaghetti.
That's how Gungans do it on feet.
Yeah, he's got a big whisk with all the spaghetti tangled in it. And take some bites out of it.
This is where we establish bold improv does not mean you have any applicable skills in reality.
Yeah.
He chose the easiest thing to cook and mimed it wrong.
Yeah. So he's just like, oh, look, there's a stove over here. So he starts like preparing the spaghetti.
Great.
Yeah.
I don't know why Tom gave you back your character.
Yeah, I know. You've clearly got a new favorite.
Yeah.
So he's, I just had to finish his story arc. He's finishing his spaghetti. That was what he's building to. This like big spaghetti dinner that he wanted to like cook for everybody.
We named him after Gordon Ramsay, and you've decided at the end of his arc is he finally learned how to make spaghetti. It was like, oh my God.
And he's doing it wrong.
Yeah.
He's finally tried to make spaghetti.
But he's like, I'm doing it. I figured out the proper way to make spaghetti. And he's just whisking as hard as he can over this hot stove.
That's where we reveal his real name is Gungan Spaghetti. He was just going by Ramsay when he got a restaurant.
Right. It's like in brackets, like or like quotes, like spaghetti. That's his nickname. Gundam.
His real name.
Yeah, he's Gundam
Spaghetti.
Yeah, he takes off his skin and he's like a Gundam mech and he's making spaghetti. Like,
you don't get a new robot sidekick, Serpentos.
No, he is still he's still human. He's Zabrak, but he's making that spaghetti. It's a beautiful end to his arc. He always remembers the Gungans who raised him being like, we hope one day you can make good spaghetti. And he's like, well, I will try, but it's going to be awfully difficult because I like whisking eggs, which incidentally is something Gordon Ramsay likes doing. But we smash cut to Serpentos, the surviving supervillain who's tracked you here in a fighter he crashed outside. Your porg is dead. Long live the king. So Serpentos, with lightsaber in hand, your brain slowly reknitting, you march in, and Agrippa the Blue just kind of snarls, and he's like, "Uicha no huga," and the Toydarian majordome was like, "Oh fuck!" That's what she said.
And I go, the one known as Serpentos is dead. Long live Belpatron, the ever-living! And then I use my force energy, and I charge up my fork gun, and I fire at Agrippa.
And there is a moment where Agrippa literally just tenses, and like she flexes her pecs. And then she gets hit by the blast, and flexing pecs does not stop that. And in a blast of force lightning, just her center mass is blasted out behind her in a puff of ash. And she like starts crawling across, like with the axe in hand, crawling across the ground towards you. But it's only her torso that reaches you. And you look down, and what do you say?
I go, sorry. Oh, first the chef. He's in the corner, and he's just like that was incredible. Wow. And he's just mixing the spaghetti. And then I'm sorry. I'm just
You're not sorry. That's the only lie.
You're saying this like it isn't par for the course?
No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then Palpatron looks down, and he lifts her up, and he just like rips her in half, and then he goes like, "Cook this up, chef," and he throws it at the chef, and Gungan Ramsay's like, "Is this the end of Gungan Ramsay?"
And then you just hear Gronk, and Sterling leaps in front like it's a grenade and just takes the hit, but it's just like he just got hit by like half a body, so it's really not that bad. But he stumbles, he knocks the spaghetti over, and the spaghetti like splatters both of them, and it looks like guts. It's been whisked, so it's like frothy for some reason. But the two of them look at each other, and Gungan Ramsey goes, "Ride or die," and Sterling the Gronk goes, "Gungan boy." Zabrak boys for life, and then they high five, and that's the end of their story. So we're not going to talk about them anymore. Let's do this big fight. Everybody, roll initiative. Initiative is a pure. Initiative is a pure agility check. Yep. So just that. There's no difficulty. It's just whatever you've got in agility.
Something like that. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
One success.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we'll go with agility. You're right, Tyler. It's supposed to be cool or vigilance, but in this case, just straight agility.
One success, one advantage for Brash.
Okay.
My agility is 2.
Yep. So just roll the 2 green dice.
My bad. Hold on. You go ahead first. This is going to take a while.
3 advantage for Vic.
Okay, and I have 1 success, 3 advantages.
So wait, I have 2 agility. So I roll 2 green?
Yeah.
Okay. I use a destiny point? No? Can the chef just be like, I'm really on your side, and then he leaves the room. You'll never hear from me again.
Sure, it gives you no bonuses, and he didn't say that. Roll your 2 dice.
Yeah, everyone who's not one of us leaves the room right now. They just all leave.
Just very quietly, slowly leave the room. Yep. I got 3 successes.
Damn.
All right. So Serpentos, you're back to. I'm gonna say, given that it's a 1-on-3 situation, you are going to have 2 actions you can take during your turn.
Oh, sweet.
And I would like you to please triple your health.
Wow. Okay.
So whatever your base.
For the record, I'm pretty sure regular Serpentos could kill all 3 of us.
You're perhaps right. Let's say double your health.
None of us fight.
Oh, I like the triple. Okay.
No, it's gonna be double.
Double.
I was good at
All right.
cards and I talk well. Guy hacks.
All right. So then my health is 24.
Sounds good. Let's dance.
All right.
First up, Serpentos.
Okay,
You're in a room. You're in.
Chef's gone. Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna say it's Jabba's throne room because that's an easy thing I think for us to imagine. So large room with Agrippa's kind of big sort of platform that she was on. Everyone else is cleared out. There's kind of pillars around, so there are places to run for cover. There's also 2 cups just kind of dead in the middle. It's a real Romeo and Juliet thing between him and Agrippa.
Right. Then I'll be like, at long last, I am mere moments away from my secret plan from coming into existence. Would you like to hear it?
Yes, tell us.
We all would. Please. What's the new plan?
Please, yeah.
Like looking around for an exit. Like, yeah, keep talking.
Oh, it's been such a while since I've had a body that I could use. Good. I want to talk with my mouth and my hands. Now, using the memories of Waka, I remembered that before Serpentos was destroyed, he was on his way here to this very room, to sell the secrets of the super soldier serum to Agrippa. But he was destroyed before that could happen. Now, once I get N-Gage's head, I'll be able to create my own army of super soldiers and take over the universe!
Wait, what does my head have to do with it?
Because you got the secret.
Secrets. Yeah,
You
I
have
forgot
the
about
secret in your head.
Oh,
So
right.
I don't want to damage it, but I just want your head, which I shall take right now.
Okay,
And then
so one full action was that monologue, and now you can take your attack on N-Gage.
Oh, all right. Okay, so then I charge up my super fork gun and I fire.
Okay, so go ahead and roll ranged heavy plus agility. I think for the purposes of this, I'm going to remove... Well, no, that might just kill you instantly, sweet, soft friends. I'm going to say, Serpentos, you do not have... I will dictate when story points come into play for you. Everyone else, your story points are active.
Okay.
Currently, we are on a 4-3 split, so you have 4 story points available, sweet buds, to not die. Feel free to declare those to complicate Serpentos' rolls as you see fit. Serpentos, you have what's your dice spread so far?
All right, so I got 2 heavy, which I guess is a yellow, and I'm sorry, you said what was the other one?
Agility.
Agility. Sorry. So that's 2. So that's 2 yellow.
Yep. Okay, so you've got 2 yellow. I'm going to give you 1 setback dice so 1 black because you're trying not to hit N-Gage in the head. You are at mid distance, so this is going to be a 3 purple check. Team Heroes, do you want to spend force points to jack that up?
I think we'll spend 1. That feels like a good.
All right, so 1 of those purples becomes a red there, Adam.
All right. So I got 2 yellow, 2 purple, 1 red, 1 black. And a boost for that monologue?
Sure.
All right. That's pretty impressive. I just explained my whole
very good.
backstory.
Why does a guy who has like
I like it.
a billion health have more advantage? Why would you give him that? God.
All right, rolling the dice.
Remember every time you transformed into something, Guy? This is what we get.
Okay, so I got 1 success, 3 threats, 1 triumph.
Okay, so the triumph also counts as a success. That also means you can activate a critical hit. Ooh. So let me...
I want to do it. I want that head. I want that head, baby.
Fair enough. Guy, do you have any points in defense?
Let me check.
Top right of your sheet.
Top right of the sheet. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Where's my defense?
It's spoilers. Most of the defense is on Adam.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to... Oh, I have 0. I have nothing in my defense.
Yeah,
Could
that's
very well be the case.
What is your soak value?
Oh, yeah. That's... Oh, boy. 2.
Okay. And Adam, what is the damage on the fork gun?
It is 7.
Do I still have any... Did I ever get fixed when we were on that ride?
Yes, we can safely say you're up to full health. I'm not going to make you fight everyone at 2 health.
Great. What was my health before?
Are we all at full health?
Yeah, let's do that because
All right, I was at
Serpentos
6,
is
so
gonna-
I'll take it.
yeah. You all had time to get patched up on the Rhinox.
So
The,
where
the
do
drugs
I...
helped.
Sorry, what's my full... Is that under wounds?
So
Yes.
your wound threshold, that's what your maximum health can be.
Okay, great. I'm at 12.
Okay.
Okay. In 1 moment, please. I just need a dice roller real quick.
Not for long, you're at 12, my friend.
That is true.
Shut up.
The chef pops in. He's just like, that's gonna hurt. And then he like,
That's so spicy a meatball.
That's right.
you're missing my spaghetti party.
Oh, okay. Guy, I've got very good news. I rolled on the critical chart, and you got the least harmful one available. Sudden jolt. You drop whatever is in your hand. You don't have anything in your hand. You hadn't drawn a weapon yet. So you're good.
Your body just goes, ha! It's just like your hands open real quick and then close.
Yeah. I will say
Did some
though,
hand magic.
Yeah, some close-up magic. I will say though, Guy, after your soak, you're going to take 5 points of damage from the shot. Also, I know we said your disruptor pistol blew up previously. You found another one since then on board. Two Cups had a ship full of cocaine and guns, so it was very easy for you to just grab a new gun.
Nice.
But given that this series has somehow devolved into a PvP super fight against Palpatron, just want to make sure you're not, with your pants down. Cool. Okay, so that is Serpentos' round. Next up, we have N-Gage. So your hands open and close real dramatically, and you take some damage. What do you do?
Ow. Oh. So
Sexy dancing is the answer.
I do have a disruptor pistol, but
Not that exploded.
yeah, but
No,
I,
you found another.
He found another one on
okay.
Two Cups' ship. I don't want to leave him without a gun.
Am I in close proximity to him right now? Like he's very close?
No, he's kind of at mid-range from you. So he's kind of at the entrance of this hallway.
All right. So those, you know how they have those eyeball snakes that come out of the doors?
Yep.
Now, is there one still on the inside of the door at least?
I mean, theoretically, no, but yeah, I really want to know where this is going, so sure.
Okay,
like one of those judges in those TV courtroom dramas. They never want to actually know where it's going. They want to run an efficient court.
Well, what I'm going to do is...
Listen, I learned from Judge Mills Lane, and I got to tell you, he runs a tight court.
I'm going to say, robotic brethren, I call upon thee. Let me draw upon your strength. Bring this meat bag to me. So hopefully I can use those snake robots from the door, any other droids that come out of the woodwork to push him kind of like a little car, like pushing him from behind right to me as I draw my pistol, my disruptor. So he brings him in
like
the ring.
all sorts of droids come stumbling out of the corners, and it's like they're all manner. It's like oompa loompa doompa doop, and they start just like shoving him forward. Palpatron, what do you say as you're being pushed forward?
I say, nobody touches Palpatron, and I want to take a swing with my lightsaber that's out.
Sure, you just like hack one's head off, and they're like, "Oh no, Gary!" And then they shove you within range. So yeah, go ahead and fire N-Gage.
That's G4RY is how Gary is spelled.
Yes, yeah. And then you'll get him in slightly different paint jobs from Hasbro, and I'll buy them. I'll buy all the G4RYs.
Sad resignation.
So what should I use for the roll?
So this is ranged light. You're we're gonna say not like engaged, which is like right up, but so 2 purple.
Okay.
You have currently 3 story points available. So you're gonna take your ranged light and your agility, please.
Okay. My ranged light. Sorry about that. My agility is 2. My ranged light is 1.
Okay, so that's 1 yellow, 1 green. I'm going to give you 1 boost from the Robot Union.
Mm-hmm. So that's a blue?
Yes.
Okay. Great. And okay, great. So green, yellow, 2 purple, and a blue. 1 success.
Okay, and what is the damage on a disruptor pistol?
It's 10.
Ow.
Damn, son. As I said, it's a scary-ass gun. Adam, what is your soak value?
It's 4.
4? Okay. So you will take 7 points of damage because you got 1 success, which dials up his punchiness ever so slightly. Yeah. So the disruptor pistol fires as you turn to like cut off G4RY's head. You leave yourself open, and it blasts a hole in your very, at this point, like weathered Mandalorian armor. You can feel like your rib cage begin to dissolve, but the power of the dark side flows through you.
That's right.
And Serpentos, this is actually like something that's, I mean, I know you've become Palpatron, but this was something that came as a bit of a surprise to this new personality, is just how good this body is at the Force. It's very strange. Doesn't really make any sense.
How good I am at the Force?
Well, that this body seems to be a very good conduit for the Force.
Oh, okay.
It's very odd. Okay, cool. Good round. N-Gage. Next up, we've got Brash.
Cool. Tom, I would like to run forward to N-Gage, and then I want to spend a destiny point to reach into the crotch of my Zardoz, like diaper, and pull out one of the thermal detonators from Waka's horde and put an arm around N-Gage and just arm it and hold it right beside his head and say, "All right, let's have a conversation, Palpatron. You want N-Gage? If I let go of this thumb, then N-Gage is gone. So am I, and so's the code. Vic, get your parents. Vic, get out." And I'm just going to hold it there and just back up and just say, we're going to have ourselves a nice little chat.
You see Vic as you're talking to Palpatron, who's over his shoulder, struggling to lift Agrippa's axe that she had. Like you see you address him like, yeah, sounds good. And it just like drops it and like runs off to his parents.
That is very fucking good, sir. So Vic, you grab your parents, who now have realized that this is not the Airbnb they signed up for, and you hurry them out the back. You find a vehicle there that will suit your needs, and yet you kind of look back over your shoulder at what's going on back there. This is like an actual honest question, so answer this however you see fit. Do you go back to help Brash, or do you leave with your parents?
I think I do go back, but it's because I think he needs me. It's oh man, that guy's a mess. He's nothing without me. He lost his one friend, and look at him now. His hair's all askew. He doesn't even stand in good light anymore. And
before you go, your mom puts a hand on your shoulder, and she just says, "Vicky, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that you have found people to follow you, that you've become the leader that we always knew you would be. This has been passed down through my family for generations. It is a sacred weapon, the weapon of a more civilized age, the weapon of a Jedi." And then she just hands you a gun. And she's like,
hold it with reverence, like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like a Smith & Wesson.
Yeah, it's just like a long-barreled blaster pistol. And then she just puts her hands on both sides of your face, and she's like, "You're a Jedi, Vicky. You're my special boy.
Bam.
Go show them how special you are."
Yeah. And I'll turn around and run and fall and get back up and keep running.
Amazing. So back inside, we're in a tense standoff. Palpatron, what do you think your response to this weird sort of question of parlay is, or this offer of parlay, I suppose?
I laugh. I go, ha 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 ha, then do it. And I use my force powers to do some like invisible woman action. And I put like a bubble force field around N-Gage's head, and then I pull the pin.
The pin is my thumb holding a depression thing down.
So,
all right, I pull your thumb.
So let's make this an opposed check then.
Brash farts.
I like lift your thumb to make it go off.
So
it's a thumb war.
This is some, yes. It ultimately was Thumb War episode 4, A New Hope. Shit. Okay. So Palpatron, I'm gonna need willpower. And discipline. Brash, I would like presence. And maybe honestly, I will give you fucking skullduggery, because I feel like having your thumb wrenched off a grenade is weirdly a thing that Xanatos trained you against.
Awesome.
You're both going to have difficulty 3.
Okay.
I'm going to keep story points out of it.
And any of my robot minions still there?
They are, yep.
Great. Can they at least one of the tiny ones crawl on and make sure that his thumb never comes off?
They are, unfortunately, they're all around Palpatron, not around.
Well, then can they at least like?
But they can interfere. Yeah, so they'll start to interfere with Palpatron. So that's going to be 1 setback dice. But Adam, being assailed by tiny robots seems like the kind of thing that one could brace against.
Oh, yeah, man.
So I will take away that, because they start to bite your heels, and you just plant yourself a little more solidly in a wide stance, and the tiny droids lose their effect.
All right, let's roll this, baby. The tension's killing me.
Okay, so wait, hold on. I'm doing willpower, which is, I have a 2 in that. So that's a yellow. Now, you said discipline?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
So willpower gives you 2 green, and then how many in discipline do you have?
0, but hear me out here, fellas. So I just got the Emperor in my brain. So shouldn't I at least get like a willpower or two?
I will let you upgrade 1 to a yellow. I will also say that the Emperor is not like 100% on side with this plan.
Oh, okay. So I get a green, a yellow, and sorry?
That's it. Just green, straight up green and yellow.
Oh, no purples or anything? Or
3 purple,
and
right,
3
Tom?
purple. Yes.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
And then you had 1 black, but you removed it because you braced.
Yeah, a braced. All right. Some more. 3 advantages and 2 failures.
2 successes and 2 threats.
Wow.
Okay. So, Brash, your thumb remains squarely on the detonator, but you can feel kind of the tension of the force bubble that he's creating, and like again, these are powers you've never seen. They're powers that you have no real defense to, and then with a scream of fury from Palpatron. If he can't force your thumb off of it, you just feel a blast and the thermal detonator flies out of your hand. And unfortunately, the range on a thermal detonator is like the size of this room. And you watch it go, and you see Vic come running in holding a gun. Vic, what do you yell as you run in to save everybody?
It's okay. I'm here to rescue you.
And N-Gage, you see this go, and you see the grenade fly through the air. What do you say as you watch this thing soar?
Well, I had a good run.
And as the red lights begin to spin up on the detonator fuse, all of you watch as it arcs up, and then explodes in a small orb. And the detonation seems to be contained somehow in a different force bubble. And then you hear the snap hiss of a lightsaber blade. And a figure emerges holding a green glowing sword. And you turn to see Waka Waka Fonzie emerge from the shadows. Waka, you stare across at Serpentos, your nemesis, the man who took everything from you. And what do you say?
Hey guys, hi. Hey, buddy, Serpentos, you're
Sorry, you surprised me. How
Weird that must be to be thrown a curveball on this show.
No, I know. I go,
Palpatron. One shall stand, one shall fall.
And Palpatron just goes, yes, well, I think we all know who the one standing shall be. And then he gets pushed over by the robots and then stands back up and dusts himself off. He says, me, in case that wasn't clear. Waka Waka Fonzie, roll for initiative.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Man.
2 successes.
All right, 2 successes. So obviously I'll be running Palpatron now. You'll be purely on the fucking chef and Waka.
He comes out, wow, I didn't see that coming.
The story of how Waka came to be here is a fascinating one, but it is, in fact, a story for another day. Waka, what you need to know is this. You barely managed to escape the Waka initiative for a second time. But in your hurried escape, you learned a variety of truly horrifying things. But you were able to secure a cool laser sword, which will make up for the lack of fork gun for now. But also, you learned some things about what N-Gage was attempting. And N-Gage, for you, this is actually the fulfillment of your project. This is the ultimate goal that you thought was lost. When you built the super soldier serum for Serpentos, you'd hoped it would open a gateway in his mind where you would be able to pull your favorite Jedi, Fonzie, through. You knew he must exist somewhere in the Force, and you thought if you could just focus enough technology, you might be able to pull his soul back out of the Force and inject it into this complete fucking scumbag you found. When, however, it instead just gave Serpentos superpowers, you kind of realized that was a bad call and sent an assassin to murder him. But when you met Waka, you thought maybe, just maybe, some part of that Jedi had made it through. Unfortunately, it would seem that transferring the essence of a long-dead Jedi into the damaged brain of a serial killer didn't exactly yield the results you wanted. But here, the fruition of your life's work has come true, and you think back fondly to the poster of the Jedi with the popped collar and his thumbs in the air, and you realize that even if he's not who you thought he was, this new Fonzie's going to be all right.
Hey, get on it.
Cool. Top of the round. Serpentos. Sorry, fucking Palpatron. So Palpatron stands and faces you all down. Vic, you're with N-Gage. Or sorry, Brash is with
like
N-Gage.
the front door. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Vic has
still
just
got
rushed in.
N-Gage as a human shield now.
Yeah, fair enough. Palpatron just says, "Fine, if this is the way we're doing it, let's fuck." And he rushes forward with his blade, and he's going to slash at N-Gage yet again. Here's the thing, Brash. Because you're holding N-Gage, I'll give you an option. You can throw him out of the way and engage in combat, or you can just let this happen.
I do hate Palpatron a lot. But I know I'm not strong enough to take a lightsaber hit from Palpatron, so N-Gage can take the hit because we can rebuild him, and he's not going to kill him because he can't destroy his head. So I think I'll let N-Gage take the hit, and I can go second.
All right.
Oh, I still hate organic life.
Fair enough. Ryan, can you then roll me a skullduggery check to see if you can, if the goal is I will sacrifice N-Gage to get what I want, then maybe this is your chance to try and wrestle the lightsaber out of Palpatron's hands. As you know, Palpatine's already checked in with you being like, I don't love this. So is that something you would do, or is it literally just like, I'm going to shove him in the way and get out? You will be putting yourself at risk if you attempt this.
Yeah, I think... No, if Palpatine doesn't like it, then I'm willing to throw down for the sake of... Even confusing Palpatine will probably stop this weird, unholy, glowing monster from glowing so much. I know how much woozy I got when I tried to do lightning without Palpatine, so I would assume equally true of Palpatron.
Cool. All right, so rolling against N-Gage. So I'm giving myself, it's a melee attack, so it's 2 purple. I've got 2 yellow, 1 green. I'm going to take a boost dice for N-Gage kind of being tied up with Brash with his arm around him. Also, you're a little distracted because your son just came home. But I'm also going to take 1 setback dice because Palpatron did not account for the return of Waka Waka Fonzie. And this is a huge, at least I assume, Adam, now that I'm in your head, I assume you did not have like a contingency for your old body showing up to wreck shit.
Nope.
Right. All right, so let's see what this is. This is 2 success, 3 success, and 1 advantage. So...
And what was I rolling, Tom? Skullduggery or something?
Skullduggery against 3, please. And I will quickly look up what lightsaber damage is. We're learning all sorts of things about Jedi today, my friends.
1 failure, 3 threat.
So good at this.
Yeah, okay. Lightsaber. All right. Yeah. Stop telling me what it is. We all know what it is. We've seen the movies.
It's a laser.
What are the stats for this game? Damn it. This fucking book. All right, lightsaber. Oh, shit. All right, so that is damage 10.
Wow.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
Keep
have
in mind,
7.
you have soak value.
Yes, but my health is 7. My soak value is 2.
The lightsaber cuts you in half, N-Gage. You fall apart in 2 pieces. and as the servos in your eyes struggle to maintain focus, you see Waka Waka Fonzie enter, wearing what I think he thinks a Jedi robe is, but it's actually just like, I don't know, a curtain that he's like tied off in a toga, maybe. I think. I mean, Adam, he's your character. What do you think Waka Waka Fonzie thinks a Jedi looks like?
Yeah, it's like there's a shower curtain, so it has like some palm trees and stuff on it, and he's kind of just kind of tied it around his waist, kind of thing.
I will also say that this is still our Waka Waka Fonzie. This isn't anyone else. This is the exact character we last saw get pushed into the darkness. So, like, it's not like you have mystical Jedi knowledge now. You just maybe have some force powers. Who knows?
Sweet.
Cool. All right. So, N-Gage, you fall apart, and Brash, as you reach forward to try and grab the blade, you actually get nicked by it, and it slices off your ring and pinky finger on your right hand.
Yeah.
So take 1 point of damage that ignores soak.
Yep.
But good news, lightsabers, instant cauterized, so you're good, baby. Okay, Wicked. That brings us to Waka.
Okay, so I guess I just saw N-Gage get cut in half, right?
And he didn't disappear in a force way like in most Star Wars things.
Right. So I was kind of waving at him, and then he gets cut in half, and it's like, okay. So let me ask this: so the bomb that's currently in
it already exploded. You Sue stormed it. You threw up a bubble around it. It went off inside the bubble. The bubble has dropped.
Oh, so,
I will say, Waka does not know how to use the Force. It was similar to Vic just being like, I don't want this grenade to kill my friends.
Like instinctual kind of just.
Yeah, 100%. Just
right,
like, oh no, I'll catch that so my dad doesn't die.
Right. Okay. All right. So then I see it and it's like, no, Dad. And then I go like you'll pay for that, Palpatron. And I have my lightsaber, and so I kind of want to just dive at him and try to like slice him in half.
All right, go for it. So this is a melee attack.
Okay.
So this will be melee and.
Well, mine's 0.
Okay, I'll give you a brawl. I think you have brawl. Yeah.
That's 2. Yes.
Great. So brawl and brawn. Yeah. So also, I think it's worth noting that like you're not using your lightsaber like a Jedi. You're using it like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
You don't fight Jedi style. Yeah, it's just whack. Okay, so that's 2 and 2.
Yeah. So 2 yellow. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a close range attack, so it's 2 purple.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a destiny point to upgrade to a red. Destiny points are now back on the table for everyone. You're all on the same team again, so a bit easier. So you have 4 available to you now.
Can I use one that you used one or?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
We'll say that gives you an additional boost, so an additional blue.
All right, because I'm using the power of love, and like I just saw my dad get cut in half.
Hundo P.
All right. 2 yellow, 1 purple, 1 red, 1 blue. And I go, boop. Ooh, 3 successes.
All right. So, wow. So 3 successes means that you have done
10 plus 3, right? 13.
Yeah, so 13 points of damage. Your soak was 4, so that's 9 points of damage as you slash across.
Wow. So he was at 17.
Yep. So he is he's looking rough.
Wow.
Yeah. He's like, ow!
Take that.
I hate you. All right. Cool. Next up is N-Gage has been cut in half, so he's out of the order. Brash.
All right. Well, if there's lightsaber on lightsaber violence, I don't think Brash is really equipped for continuing the fight up close. So I think he'd back away and just draw his 2 Zardoz pistols and just like unload as fast as he can from where he is into Palpatron.
Cool. Do you want to try and throw some force lightning into those to really...
Oh, yeah, he'll soup up whatever he can. He's super pissed. This is still the guy who killed Nix. You know, this is just second vengeance. It's like second breakfast. It makes everything better.
Cool. So go ahead and roll, please. I'll give you a boost dice for throwing some force lightning on that. It's fairly close range, so 2 purple. Here's a question I think I know the answer to. Given how mad you are, do you actually care if you hit Fonzie?
Oh God, no.
Great. So
He could just become another Palpatron.
Yeah, exactly.
Let him have
So,
the fucking lightsaber.
an additional blue then for just firing into combat without really caring. And then, yeah, two purple.
4 successes and 3 advantages.
What is the damage on your guns?
Damage is 7. The crit is 3, though. So
Do you have 3 advantage?
I have 3 advantage.
Oh, then go ahead and...
I would like to crit.
Yep. So you don't happen to have a D100 in front of you there, do you, bud?
I can have one really quick.
So, yeah, you do that. I'll also say N-Gage. Even though you've been sliced in half, you reach out with your hand and you just grab Palpatron's leg. And it's all you can really do from being sliced in half. But it's just kind of enough to distract him and make him easier to hit. What do you say at him from the ground?
Cut it out.
I rolled a 46, Tom.
46. All right, 1 second while I look up the... I thought I had the page, but I don't.
Is that 46 damage?
No, it's on the
Oh,
crit
God.
chart.
That would be
I was like,
amazing. though.
that's
No, with this roll, my damage would be 11.
All right, so... sorry, 46 you said?
Yeah, 4-6.
Oh man, increases the difficulty of all intellect and cunning checks by 1 until the end of the encounter. How's he gonna haggle for better prices now?
Tag him in the face.
Yeah. So yeah, you're just like blasting him, and then you take one aim shot, and as N-Gage tells him to cut it out and pulls his leg, you shoot him in the side of the helmet, and it twists the helmet so that he can't see anymore. And then you just start like, the lightning flies through your pistols as you continue to shoot him. And N-Gage, like a Terminator, is like climbing up his leg and just punching him in the dick. And Waka, you're doing the classic like lightsaber, like forward, back, and then you start forcing him down towards the ground. And Vic, you just like walk in and are trying to like get your shot, but you're not really sure how. But like you've got the pistol out because you're a GD, and you got to like do it. Because you're a special boy. Waka, as you force, like you can feel the lightsaber moving back towards his twisted around helmet, and it's almost to his head. What do you say as you push the blade in?
You are the worst part of me, and now it's time, like my dad say, to cut it out.
and then I force it down.
You slice straight down the middle of his head, and then Vic, you shoot him once in the corpse. You did it.
Like a full 45 seconds after he slumps to the ground. Yeah.
And what do you say as you do it?
Just, you're welcome.
As the body of Serpentos Ultra Magnus, once the body of Waka Waka Fonzie, now the body of Palpatron, falls to the ground, sliced cleanly in half and shot several times by Renegade. Brash, the lightsaber flies back into your hand, and you just hear Palpatine go like, "Oh, this is much better. I'm so sorry about that. That was it turns out dramatic irony comes with a cost sometimes. I didn't know he was full of nanotech. That was a real kick in the dick."
Yeah, that's the thing about dramatic irony. It really has a cost, but sometimes it's kind of fun. And then I jam one of my blasters into the end of the lightsaber, and I just light it up internally and shatter the crystal.
The crystal explodes just as the doors to this area fly open and stormtroopers flood in, rifles up, led by a woman in terrifyingly red and black Imperial Guard armor. She, as she rushes in, she just screams, says, "No, my lord!" And she just rushes up and looks at the shreds of the lightsaber. Like she sees you standing over it. She's like, "Do you know what you've done?"
Well, I kind of freed us from an evil murderer who turns people into super beings. That
He
kill
was
you.
our emperor. He was. And then she looks at the lightsaber blade. And she's like, "Oh." And you see her shoulders slump, and like all like drama drops out of her, and you see all the stormtroopers kind of look concerned, and there's like death troopers too. Like it's a really fucking scary garrison. And she's like, gets down on one knee and examines the pieces, and she's like, "Oh fuck, this isn't Emperor Palpatine's lightsaber." And she just holds up a piece, and she's like, "This isn't Sheev Palpatine's. This is Steve Palpatine's. He's one of the failed clones. This is fucking useless. Were you listening to this asshole?"
I wasn't. Vic puts his hand up, like, not me.
I mean, not currently.
Oh, I tell you, these last commands, you know, you get an order from your boss. "Oh, protect my legacy. I'll be back. Final order. Oh, watch for me in the space. The dead will speak." And you know, I've been tracking you assholes across the galaxy, thinking that you had our Lord Emperor's famed lightsaber, but no, you just have one of his shitty clone's blades. Okay, well, fuck. And she kind of looks around. She's like, "Wow, there was you guys cool? Seems like a bit of a mess." And Waka, you very quickly like stow your lightsaber. And
You know what? It seems like you're having a bad day and you have a bad employer. And it seems like I've just come into a business worth 50 million credits and we're at the heart of a criminal empire that's in desperate need of leadership. I'm wondering how you'd feel about a change of profession.
She turns to the stormtroopers and just like spins her hand around. She's like, "Everybody out! Just go, clear out. We're all good here. How are you?" And then she turns back and pulls off her helmet and shakes out her red hair, and just says, "Honestly, in this new canon, don't really know if I have a place yet. Name's Mara Jade. Guess I work for you now." Several days later, at the Pleasure Tumor, a new criminal enterprise has begun, with the Emperor's former hand, Mara Jade, operating as your basically like major domo and general fixer. Brash, you've managed to set up just a burgeoning empire. Admittedly, you had to blow a lot of the 45 credits were tied up in that company. So you sold off some assets. You got enough to like rebuild the tumor and to get a basic bus line coming in and out. But you've managed to finally set up a base of operations. And for the very first time in your life, you have an actual honest to Emperor syndicate going. First order of business was rebuilding N-Gage 311 under the watchful eye of your enforcer, Waka Waka Fonzie. N-Gage was rebuilt better than ever. N-Gage, what do you look like now?
So now, instead of having the camouflage of like woods, I'm just okay. Fuck it. It's still woods, but now the colors are inverted and shinier. And
so you're like a bad DLC skin that you unlocked in a game, and it's
exactly.
Like we didn't want to do any work, so we just hit invert.
Yeah, I'm like the Scorpion to a Sub-Zero.
Oh, beautiful!
But,
yeah, right.
And now I have like the apocalypse sign on both of my pecs.
Amazing, great.
Just keep calling it the apocalypse sign.
Yeah. So N-Gage, you've been built better than ever, and hence you've taken the new, more appropriate moniker of N-Gage 311.5.
Yes.
Waka, you have helped Vic, you've helped Brash. Fuck, man. It doesn't matter how long we've been doing this show. I'll never get this right. You helped
monosyllabic names.
Yeah, you helped Brash sort of get his operation up and running, and obviously you helped get your dad back. But you're also concerned, and we'll come back to that in a moment. But you've seen something, a threat that must be answered. But also you've finally laid to rest Serpentos Ultra Magnus, and even though you're secretly just the brain-damaged persona of a weird serial killer and also maybe the spirit of a long-dead Jedi, you're also your own man. And that man is Waka Waka Fonzie. And as you kind of take a meditative walk through the pleasure tumor, considering your lot in life and considering the great burden you're going to have to put on your friends, you come to a broom closet that has been set aside just for you. And as you step inside, there is just a massive shape wrapped in brilliant red paper with a bow on it and a little note from Brash. Brash, what does your note to Waka say?
Just remember that I'm your friend. We're all dads. Don't kill anyone who works for me. Love you, Dad.
And as you dramatically pull the sheet off, you see the sexiest space bike you have ever seen.
Ooh.
What would you like to call your new bike?
I'm going to call it the Righteous Indignation.
And as you look down on it, you're so proud to finally have the Righteous Indignation. And you smile to your mechanic, Olivia Shatterson, Shatterstar's sister, who smiles to you and gives you a thumbs up. She's really cool. Great backstory. We'll never hear it. Vic, you've returned to your home planet with your parents. You got them all set up. But there's a calling for you now out in the stars. You're renegade. You have a reputation to uphold. And they're still pretty mad about what went down with Rick. And apparently your aunt has been swearing vengeance for what happened in the Denbar cluster. What do you say to your parents before you return to the pleasure tumor?
Look, I've learned a lot about responsibility while I've been out there, rescuing you and stuff like that. And obviously I made some waves out in the Denbar system that, I'm going to own up to it. I'm going to face that. I'm going to fight my aunt from the sounds of it. But I want you to know I've also thought about, the fiscal responsibility that you tried to teach me. I've taken the nest egg that you provided me and I've squirreled it away, not in just one planet this time, okay? Because obviously that Alderaan situation didn't work out. I've invested in a number of ventures in the Hosnian system, a bunch of different planets, okay? They should all mature, pay off in about 30 years. I think it's going to be great. So don't worry, I'm not just recklessly going out into space to fight my aunt. I have a good nest egg to fall back on. It's going to grow. It's going to enrich. It's going to pay dividends. It's going to be great. All right.
Dude, that is some deep cut bullshit, and I love you for it. Oh man, you get a Gungan Ramsay's kiss from me.
I was to say, just to be clear, for those of us who don't want to look it up, that's the system that gets destroyed at Force Awakens, right? Yeah,
that's the seat of the New Republic. Fuck, that's good. So they say, I understand. Also, my sister's a bit of an asshole, so you do what you must do, son. We are so What's that word? It's the opposite of disappointed. Well, anyway, we're that for you.
Right. Okay.
We will follow your lead and move our assets to the Hosian system as well.
Disadulted, I think.
Disadulted. We're so disadulted in you. And we know that wherever you go, you will do the Denbar name proud. Now, we've been meaning to ask you about how you spell your name, because it occurs to us that the way we wrote it on your birth certificate is different from the way we've been writing it elsewhere. Is it with a C or a K?
It varies depending on who my creditors are, yeah.
That's my boy. My special Jedi boy. And with that, you go and hop in your new personal spaceship. What's the name of it?
The absolute 100% best ship for real this time.
Great. So you fire up the absolute, definitely for sure, 100% best ship for real this time, and return to the pleasure tumor. Brash, you're standing on the deck of the pleasure tumor, and you know what? Business is booming. Things are going well. People seem particularly excited about the Knicks Memorial Brothel and pleasure spot that is run the way he would have run it, classy. The games of space poker are hot. Tables are hot. And Marjade's doing a damn good job keeping the Imperials kind of off the scent. What do you think? What's Brash's kind of? Where's Brash at these days with kind of having a? What's the name of your syndicate? And B, how are you feeling about kind of how things have transpired?
Well, I mean, he's a dangerous Sith, always trying to learn more power for himself. He can rely on Marjade though, so that changes things. He would never call her New Nyx because hearing things like that from Vic was the most infuriating thing in the world. But he can't stop thinking it because he knows Vic would have done that immediately. So he hates that there's even a small Vic in his brain. And now he has a certain amount of rage, which means sometimes he wants to do all-out attacks that ignore preserving himself or sanity. So he's a little more understanding of Waka Waka Fonzie than he did when he began. And he's got big goals with elaborate plans that aren't nice for most people, but they're his driving focus. And that means he identifies a little bit more with N-Gage. But he's better looking than all of them by so much. And that's what really matters. So I think right now, just give me a second. My brain has to do something. Brash. Man, I'm like forgetting everybody's names.
Sterling?
WBVN Enterprises is the name of the company. He's the sole CEO. To be clear, he chose the name for symbolic reasons. No one has any power outside of him as a signing authority. But he's running the syndicate that way. And he's starting to think now, if he can get solid enough, he might be able to buy himself a small holding company back on his home world and really just dish out a little bit of his payback on those siblings of his that think they're so high and mighty they can send assassins. Well, he's got assassins now, and he's got psychopaths now, and he's got all this shit. And if Xanatos was the cool uncle, then it's time to take care of business with the crappy siblings.
And it's thinking all of this that you're doing the classic evil Star Wars character staring off into space.
Oh yeah, and he's got spooky tattoos now. Definitely got like full Sith spooky tattoos.
So you're joined in kind of your command deck by N-Gage 311.5 in his slick, shiny camo.
And I have a cape now.
And a cape. Fuck yeah, you do. By Waka Waka Fonzie, possible Jedi Knight, and the recent arrival of Vic Denbar, Renegade. And as the party kind of reconnects, Gungan Ramsey serves out the spaghetti that he's now managed to master. Sterling has really taken to that Gronk outfit. You actually can't get him out of it anymore. So Gronk Sterling Gronks his way around and serves incredibly strong martinis. They're not quite as good as a Dagobah mudslide, but really what is. And as the sweep bot drives around and kind of cleans up around the floor, Waka Waka Fonzie begins to explain exactly where he was and what he saw. And Vic Denbar must have Vic Denbar must have revenge against his aunt and Rick, and Brash must have revenge against his family. There's a more pressing concern, because it would seem that N-Gage and Waka Waka Fonzie were only one cell of the Waka Initiative. And out there are more. And now that one of them has gone renegade and has gone free, they'll be coming for him. And by association, all of you. So before all of you can deal out the much-needed vengeance to your individual aggrieved parties, you must first take out the single greatest threat in the galaxy to you. The rest of the Waka Initiative. And with that,
Goddamn.
the entire screen dissolves into a tiny, tiny point, and written and directed by Tom McGee flashes in giant blue letters. And the credits roll. Because truly, for all of your problems, you've managed to find a space where dumb scum and villainy can thrive.
And that brings the central story of Dumb, Scum, and Villainy to a close. But is the show over? No, of course not. There's more money to be made. Dumb, Scum, and Villainy will no longer be a weekly podcast, but there will be future one-shot episodes where these characters continue their journeys and solve deeper mysteries behind the Waka Initiative and the powers of the Force. When will those miniseries come out? It's up to the will of the Force. Just kidding. It's up to my bank account. Pay me for the episodes. No credits. Only money. I'm done. Just play the usual credits now. Area. Your Jedi mind tricks do not work on me. Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christian Menicola, Long, the Half-Blind Prophet, James Cuellar, DM Rob, Christopher Little, Joshua White, Olin Anderson, Sue One, Devin Boyce, George Dolby, One True Artistry, Anthony Griffin, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.